Hello everyone. My name is Oksana Zakharkevich. I am a Doctor of Engineering professor at Khmelnytsky National University, Ukraine. First of all, I want to greet all of participants of the conference. It's a great honor to be a part of this event, and I really hope that next year we all have an opportunity to meet offline, to meet in person, and to share results of our research. So now it's time for our presentation. Today I present CloStyler, mobile application to compute the parameters of clothing blocks.
Due to the COVID-19 pandemic that challenged our society with necessity of distance learning, it is only right to provide educational institutions with tools those would be accessible anytime and any place for their students. Apparel industry is challenged to integrate technological innovation to assist students studying apparel design in their learning. Besides, there is a need in developing mobile apps to assist clothing pattern makers in their work. While the mobile market is full of various applications that are useful enough to be considered outstanding representatives of mobile services in everyday life of clothing designers and other professionals in garment industry, in the world of science, there is no wide range of papers dedicated to development of mobile apps to support garment design. There are several applications. Those are dedicated to calculating the parameters of the basic garment blocks. These apps are not entirely useful for the needs of students or their teachers. Besides that, they do not allow to compute a wide range of constructions. Therefore, the aim of the current research is to develop an app that will support students studying apparel design as well as their teachers. The first step in any application development is market exploration. Input data for the current research are the search results on Google Play and App Store by keywords clothing, clothing patterns, clothing design, etc. There were found 479 mobile applications that meet our requirements. As one can see on the slide 3, there are 14 types of the mobile applications that are used in garment industry. The main contribution to all of the categories, large and small alike, is made through the Android operating system. One of the smallest categories is pattern calculators group. It is represented by only 4 applications that were found in the search results. The applications are as follows: chalk, JSK patrons, circle skirt calculator, and solo patrons app. Thus, it was confirmed that there are not enough tools on the mobile apps market to provide clothing designers with the ability to compute the parameters of the clothing blocks. Requirements to the app that is under development were formulated based on results of the survey. We discovered the most popular pattern drafting methods. Among them are Miller & Son and Yemkorev. More than half of the experts group indicated that they usually work with top wear. All the experts gave positive response for the idea of using the mobile app to compute the parameters of basic garments blocks. A prototype of the app was developed under the name Master Pattern. The computing in the prototype was given for the specific instruction of the clothing block pattern drafting and only for one instruction. At the first step of using the method of semantic differential to evaluate the prototype, formation of word pairs that form the semantic differential SD was performed. Each pair of Kansei words is the SD poles for a particular attribute of an investigated app: speed, precision, complexity of using the app, and so on. SD scales on each of Kansei attributes of the app were developed as bipolar adjectival pairs. The expert group consisted of 10 experts. The experts were students studying apparel design. In a survey, the app prototype was valued using evaluation factors in bipolar scales, defined by verbal antonyms of concept words from each end of the scale. As a result of the survey, psychographic profile of the app prototype was constructed. As one can see, the coefficients respond to the positive meanings of the concept words. That shows that the mobile app gets approval of the experts. The disadvantages, those were listed by the experts, were considered as ways of improvement of the prototype. Taking into account all the advantages and disadvantages of the prototype and the results of the conducted surveys, the mobile app CloStyler was developed by using Meet App Inventor. The purpose of the mobile application is to compute the parameters of the basic blocks of clothing. In light version of the app, it is possible to compute two garments types constructions, a skirt and a top. The Pro version of the app allows users to calculate clothing blocks parameters by 3 different methods of pattern drafting. 8 garment types are available: a top, pants, a suit jacket, a skirt, a dress, a blouse, and a shirt. Available languages are as follows: English, Russian, and Ukrainian. Users may choose pattern drafting method as well as a garment type. The input data for calculation are body measurements and amount of pieces. The body measurements and amount of pieces might be entered by a user. The app gives users the option of completing the text fields by a shorthand method on the basis of what has been typed before. Otherwise, the fields will be auto-completed by zeros. The order of calculation is performed according to the pattern drafting method that was chosen by a user. The names of the constructive segments correspond to the points in the given figures of patterns blocks. Right now you can see on the slide the video that represents the work of our students. Those were using the developed app in their work at the laboratories. The level of competitiveness of the app was determined by way of comparative analysis of the already existing apps and the developed one. The results of analysis are given in the form of the table. As one can see, the developed application provides users with more functions and more available pattern drafting methods. Besides, the language settings make it better visible on the market. In order to evaluate the impact of using the app during the lessons of apparel design, the indices of labor productivity growth and reduction of time costs were computed. Using the developed app to compute the parameters of the garment blocks allows achieving the labor productivity growth up to 568%. The average value of labor productivity growth is 247%. The reduction of time costs is about 29 to 85%. So our conclusions. By means of the comparative analysis of the apps, those are already on the market, and the developed app CloStyler, it was determined that CloStyler is better suited and better equipped for the task of computing the parameters of the basic blocks of clothing. The precision of the calculation is the same as of other calculation methods, while the speed is much more preferable. Besides that, the risk of accidental mistakes due to the human factor is excluded from the designing process. Thank you for your attention, and I hope we'll meet in person in the next year on the same conference.